I tell you what, here's how the contest is gonna work.
He's running late.
90-second minutes. Or as a judge.
Your tie's too long.
It's too long, my tie? Is that? I should have.
It's YouTube perfect. Yeah. It makes everything.
Okay. Good evening. I'm Rob Walsh, and I'm your host tonight for the 1010 Wins Canon Maxify Small Business Challenge. We are now live on YouTube, so to our viewers, welcome. Here's how the contest is going to work tonight. Each participant will be brought up on stage, where they will have 90 seconds to pitch their business to a panel of 4 judges. The contestant will be judged on content, creativity, presentation, and execution. After 90 seconds, the judges will have up to 3.5 minutes for questions. When all of our contestants have gone, the judges will deliberate and we will award a $10,000 check. With all that being said, let's get started and let's meet the first contestant. 40 Dreams Catering, come on in. Let's welcome them. It's great to have you. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're on.
So, I received a phone call one day, and the woman said to me, you know, I've been looking for meals for my mom, and it's been horrible. I've tried so many services, and I just couldn't find the right one. And a few months ago, she just refused to eat, and she was sick, and she was weak. And she said to me, I called to thank you. Thank you for providing this service. We picked up your service, and my mother is eating, and she's getting stronger. And the woman began to cry. My name is Adrienne Fudge of 40 Dreams Catering, where we provide fresh, delicious, nutritious meals to senior citizens and disabled adults in North Jersey. And we love this business. It kind of fell into my lap, and I absolutely love it. We are able to reach out to North Jersey residents and provide them with these meals. But we need to reach out to Central Jersey and South Jersey. And in order to do that, we need a refrigerated truck. And I'm hoping and praying that I can get this grant so that we can provide more meals and help more families and more people have a better quality of life, eat better, and allow the caregiver to kind of relax and know that their parent or their sibling or whoever it is receiving a great meal.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for all that you're doing for the people of Jersey.
Thank you.
Ken, why don't you kick us off tonight?
Thanks, Adrian. It's a great story.
Thank you.
Who pays for the meals? Do you bill the senior or do you?
No. So it's actually a program through the insurance companies. So the insurance companies pay directly. We get paid through the insurance company. So the senior doesn't pay anything. There's no copay. They don't pay a lot, don't get me wrong. But the senior doesn't pay anything, and there are no copays attached to it.
Thanks.
Ray?
I want to ask you how far you want to use the $10,000 grant to expand the territory that you serve
Right, to purchase a refrigerated van.
in order to go beyond where you go now?
Yes,
And how much larger is that territory?
the state of New Jersey. so,
Oh, the
so we-
entire state of New Jersey.
Yes, that would be awesome. So the program through the insurance companies is offered in 35 states. There's absolutely no reason why we shouldn't be in those 35 states. Our meals are fresh, they're not frozen, and they're not shipped. So one of our competitors ships the meals from Iowa to New Jersey and then distributes them. And there's a lot of issues with that. So for example, they ship 14 meals, we only deliver 7 a week. So if you're a senior citizen, you can't lift a box of 14 meals. Like the box is like this big, it's heavy, it's cumbersome. So we make it easy for them because we come right to their door. If they need us to put it in the refrigerator, we do so. All of our drivers are background checked, so we don't have any issues there.
Thank you.
Priska, you've been in these shoes before, up on stage here. Go at it.
Yeah, you did great.
Well,
So
thank you.
congratulations on
Very
starting the
nervous.
business. So how are you delivering the meals now?
So the meals are delivered. I have 7 drivers, and they use their own cars currently. And we have cooler bags and ice that we use to deliver the meals. But that keeps the routes very short because there's a certain amount of time that the meals have to be kept at a certain temperature. And just to be on safety's sake, the routes are only for about 3 hours. So it's just easier if we have a van. Like we can't get to Burlington County in 3 hours from where we are in Essex County. Well, we can get there, but we can't do all the deliveries in that amount of time. So we need the van in order to impact more people. Even in North Jersey, it will help us to impact more people.
Michael, you got the final word.
So you seem very passionate about your business, and you talked about in the beginning how you sort of fell into it. Tell us how you got into the business and why it's so important to you to do this service.
Okay, so I said I fell into it because I actually gave a talk at a Omega Sci-Fi event that was on healthy eating. It was a volunteer opportunity. You know, a friend of mine was like, oh, come and talk to our fraternity. And I said, okay. So I went, and there was a woman in the audience who approached me about her company needing a meal provider for senior citizens. And I filled out the paperwork. I submitted it. They accepted me. And, now that was one insurance company. We now have 2 insurance companies that we work with.
Well, this is great. Thank you very much, and
Thank
continue
you.
the great work. And
Thank
this is
you.
wow, fantastic, just great. Adrian, thank you.
Thank you.
You're going to join us, all right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, our second contestant. Love to Dance Performing Arts Center from Long Island. You're not going to dance for us, are you?
Unfortunately not.
Okay.
I did bring my tap shoes just in case. Hi, my name is Nicole Pastorelli, and I am the owner and director of Love to Dance Performing Arts Center. I am a lifelong dancer of 31 years, and I've been teaching for 15 years, and I absolutely love what I do. It is my passion, and I am grateful that I am able to do this for the rest of my life. The reason I wanted to open up my own dance studio is because I feel I have something different to offer to the community. I know there's hundreds of dance studios in the neighborhood, but what I bring to the table is different than other studios. I feel my passion shines through in my teaching, and it really comes through with my kids, and I absolutely love it. The reason that I need the $10,000 is I need to expand. I went from 0 to 130 students just in 2 years. I'm a second-year business owner, and just in those 2 years, like I said, I have 130 students right now. I have no more room to let new students into the studio, and just in those 2 years, I also am very grateful to win the 2017 Best Dance Studio of the North Shore. I need a bigger location. It would be great to have 2 studios so I can run 2 classes at one time and let more kids into my studio so they can experience the Love to Dance experience that everyone else has at that studio. All the kids come in super happy, and I really love what I do. I love my job, and it's very grateful. I feel like I never work a day in my life.
You could feel it. You could feel it. Michael, you got a big smile on your face. This is good for Long Island.
I have two daughters that dance. One of them still dances, so
Yeah.
one dances in college. So,
Oh, that's great.
so tell us, what does it mean if you can have $10,000? Are you going to hire some employees? Are you going to have, you said, a second location? What is that going to do for the
Yeah.
community? Besides the kids you're going to be able to bring in, what is it going to do for your community?
I wouldn't open a second location. I would want a bigger location so that way I can have 2 classrooms going at one time. To the community, I feel I have a wait list, and I feel bad that I can't let them into the studio. I don't want to make my classes too big. It's not fair for my existing students. And I have a lot of people asking now to come into the studio, and we run like a school year does, September to June. So at this point in the year, I don't feel it's fair for kids to join so late in the year because they're not getting that experience that the other kids had starting from September. I'm sorry, did I answer all your questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Prisca, you want to jump in?
Yeah. What is the age range that you accept in your class?
I have a tiny tutus class, which is 2.5 years old. That's more of a creative movement class, but they really start the curriculum at 3 years old. It goes to about 18. I feel like once they hit high school, they either go on to either dance in high school, or I do have adult classes just for fun, but I would say more 3 to 18 years old is my basis.
Ray?
Nicole, what is you're a new business owner,
Yes.
you're very enthusiastic, you're looking to expand. What's your long-term vision, your long-term plan for going forward with this business?
My 5-year plan is to be in a new location with 2 rooms and double what I have now. So right now I'm at 130 in just 2 years, which was totally not expected. So I do want to double that. And then as far as my 10-year plan, either opening a second location, maybe further out in Long Island, or upgrading to a studio that has 3 rooms. I feel like something that sets me apart than other studios, I don't want to be too big. I just want enough space to be comfortable. Once you get too big, you lose that. I'm very family-oriented studio. I think once it gets too big, it starts losing control. I have 2 other, I know you did ask before, I'm sorry, it just came back to me. I do have 2 other teachers. They teach about 6 classes in total. I teach majority 2. I run the business as well. But once you get too big, I feel like it loses that spark that you have. I have a relationship with so many of the parents. It's a special type of bond I have. So I don't want to get too big, but I would say 10-year plan would be maybe 3 studios, 3 dance rooms, and then my 5-year plan, definitely 2 rooms, for sure.
Ken, you know a little bit about growing businesses.
Great presentation, Nicole.
Thank you.
And do you know your current square footage that you have now? Or
Yeah.
even on a percent basis, how much bigger are you looking to get? And, are you nervous about adding the expense of this additional rent?
I am not too nervous about adding. I feel like like I said, I just have a connection. I feel like I'm not nervous to expand to 2 rooms and take on the additional rent. I've come this far. I mean, I started my own business. I got over the hurdle. I've exceeded my business plan. So I don't think that it would set me or put me in debt. I have something special that I offer to these kids.
Well, you're having an impact on so many families out there, and
Yeah.
130 is pretty amazing. Let's hear
Yeah.
it for our
Thank
second
you.
contestant.
Thank you so much.
What a great story. Our third contestant, PopUp Plus, an online store. Welcome back. You got Ken
Sorry, had to
freaking-
put
you got Ken freaking
fashion.
out that's Greg. Okay. It's all yours. Go.
I'm Camille, the founder of PopUp Plus. Let me begin with a quick story. Post-college, New York City, I met a cute guy, and he asked me out on a date. I was so excited. I wanted something new to wear, nothing too fancy, something fun. I visited several mainstream retailers. But 4 hours later, I found myself in the plus size section of a popular department store. And that's when I realized that at a size 16, not only was I considered full figure, but my clothing options were few. Well, according to the NPD group, 67% of American women share my frustration, and 6 out of 10 wear a size 14 and up. I started PopUp Plus as a solution. PopUp Plus is an online and a pop-up shop offering trendy apparel for plus size women ages 25 to 44. We service our customers through two mediums: a temporary retail store experience known as a pop-up shop where customers can touch, try on, and purchase our product, or the ability to shop with us online at popupplusonline.com. We've served over 4,000 customers in the New York City area, and we've been featured in Bustle, Refinery 29, and other fashion publications. But it's when our customers email us and tell us that we've changed their lives, from that outfit with their hot date with their husband or after a new baby, that's what keeps us going at PopUp Plus. With our average cost to acquire a customer at $7, winning a grant from Canon would help us to acquire over 1,000 new customers in the first and second quarter of 2018. The mission, oh, yes. I just wanted to say thank you for your time, and remember, PopUp Plus is for curvy girls. Thank you. And this is just two of our best sellers from our holiday collection. Yes, oh, sorry. The box.
So low energy here. My favorite dean from Mercy College. Kick us off.
Your presentation was terrific.
Thank you. Thank
Absolutely
you.
terrific.
Thank you.
What is your longer term goal? If you get this, and how will this grant help you get there?
We definitely want to open a permanent store in New York City. It's talked about the whole plus size problem, the fashion industry not accepting plus size women, but not a lot of people are doing anything. When our ladies come to shop with us at the pop-up shops, it's more than just shopping, it's community. It's talking about friends, family, and being able to bond over fashion, and not in the basement somewhere, which is a lot of where retailers have plus size fashions. So the goal is to get a physical space, but everyone that lives in New York knows you're talking about $10,000 a month sometimes, and we want to build our customer base to critical mass before we take that leap into opening a physical store. Plus, I have 15 years of experience in retail working for Macy's, and physical stores can be a huge feat. So it's just a better strategy for us to build it to critical mass, and then we open our physical store.
Thank you.
Yes.
Prisca, you got a big smile on your face.
Yeah, congratulations. This looks really great. I like it.
Thank you.
I wanted to know, do you design this or you purchase it? How do you get your inventory?
So we have two different ways we get our inventory. We source from Los Angeles designers, but we pick the best of it. Like, if it's not sexy, we're not carrying it. So if you're looking for your work blazer, PopUp Plus is not it. So we source our inventory from designers in Los Angeles, but we also utilize seamstresses in Long Island that make a private label collection for us that we're able to go up to a 5X. Believe it or not, we get a lot of demand for sizes 3X, 4X, and 5X. So we try to offer some basic styles for that clientele.
Ken?
Great job.
Thank
really
you.
nice
Thank you so
presentation,
much.
and feel your energy and passion about it. It's phenomenal. What are you doing anything on social media? Do you have Instagram or Facebook?
Yes. We have over 80,000 followers on Instagram and about 60,000 on Facebook. I didn't want to mention that because I wasn't sure.
Say it again for us.
80,000 followers on Instagram. Please follow us at PopUp Plus NY. Yes, and
Okay.
we have over 65,000 followers on Facebook. It's really social media that helps us to drive traffic to our pop-up stores. In particular, we use Twitter a lot. We tell our customers, hey, come the next 2 weeks, the pop-up shop is coming. These are the new items we have. So we tweet a lot. We get a lot of people to share on Facebook, and Instagram is the best platform for us because we get to show all our amazing fashion.
Michael.
Well, for you, capital P for pitch, capital P for passion. There's no doubt about that. Your inventory. So when I want to buy something from your store, how long does it take you to get it to me?
Well, because we're in the New York City area, we do use local shippers like USPS, which takes between 2 to 3 business days. It's fairly quick. We do have an online store, so when we ship to places like Texas, probably about 5 business days. But the majority of our customers, because we started here, we're mostly in New York City. We have considered even adding delivery. So that's a premium service that we're thinking of adding, coming to your house with a tailor maybe to try on and fix you right there so you can go out. So those are other options we're toying with to how to deliver our service in a better way to
So
our
I guess
customers.
that's the follow-up. So all your products are easily attainable. So
Yes.
if someone orders today, that stuff is available in a short term.
Yes, we hold inventory.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. Great,
Thank you
great
so
job.
much. Thank you.
Here's my bet. Here's my bet.
Okay.
You're going to have a few more followers after tonight.
Yes, yes, yes.
Not only here, but that YouTube audience out there.
Yes,
okay?
please.
So
Thank
what
you
was-
so
what
much.
was that site?
It's PopUp Plus New York on Instagram and PopUp Plus on Facebook.
Okay, I just did a commercial. There
Yes,
you go.
thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for putting up the easel. Oh, put them on the table.
I love this night. I love this night. I love watching Ken's eyes as the garment was dragging as head of a men's clothing store. He was about to leap up from his judge's chair to pick it up. Our fourth contestant. We have an invention. We have it handled. You're going to find out more.
Here's some for the judges.
Thank you very much.
There you go.
Thank you.
Here's a brochure.
Thank you.
Here's your brochures.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want to steal your thunder, but is this for you?
That is.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right, you're all set to go.
Thanks. Hi, my name's Tara Vallon, and I'm the sole owner of We Have It Handled Corp. We take practical ideas and turn them into functional solutions. This is our first product, Add a Handle. It was invented by my father because he has something called Raynaud's syndrome, and he has a hard time holding objects. And he was painting, and he couldn't hold the paint can. So the handle not only holds paint cans, it attaches with 2 Velcro straps. We have easy pull tabs for people with finger dexterity issues who can't open and close things easily. It has a magnet on top for a paintbrush. And this can be attached to anything, be it a can, a ladder as a handle, so you can use it to carry things. There you go. And turned upside down, it's a portable hook. So it can be attached to a tree to hold bags or to hold toilet paper, as in the brochure, or all different items. We manufacture these in New York, and we employ stay-at-home moms and veterans, or stay-at-home fathers as well, to do the assembly. We've been on the Today Show. We've been in the Family Handyman magazine. We sell online, and we also sell on Amazon. We would use the funds for manufacturing of our packaging and also for marketing to get into larger stores and go into retail. And that's pretty much it.
That's good. That's great.
Thank you.
Prisca, you've been up here with an invention, haven't you?
Yeah, I like the invention. Congratulations. What is it retail for?
$19.99. So it's all, the Velcro straps are actually made in New Jersey, and the handle is made in Rockland County. And like I said, we do all the assembly locally, so it's all done here. And I price it overseas, and it's actually cheaper to do it here.
Great.
So-
And one more question, sorry. So how many have you sold so far?
We've sold over 7,000 so
Nice.
far.
Good.
So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Michael?
And I assume you're making money off the product?
Yes, we are.
All right. So, and how many people do you employ now that do the manufacturing for you?
So we ourselves employ only the people who do assembly. So right now we've had, it goes back and forth between 3 and 4 people, and they're part-time. And we do that because I generally keep our influx of needing the quantities depends on what's going on. And being that they're stay-at-home moms, it's easier to work during the day when their children are in school. So
Ken?
Great job, Tara.
thanks.
What would be your dream client? Like what?
So our dream client really is the smaller hardware stores, as well as the surgical supply stores, the pharmacies. Generally, if somebody's sitting waiting for a prescription or something and they see a product that can help somebody at home, there's so many people who have arthritis or have cerebral palsy or different things that can use the product. One of the funny things is that we just had the University of Sydney, Australia buy them to pour liquid nitrogen. Obviously not a purpose that we had in mind, but everybody comes up with different uses. People who can't pour bottles of wine just because they don't have the hand strength, or bottles of orange juice. So,
Ray?
All right, love your presentation. Do you think your biggest obstacle to growth, to real big scale, because you've done a great job, but I'm sure you want to sell more than 7,000 in a year. Is the biggest obstacle the cost to produce? Is it the biggest obstacle getting a outstanding application that you can go all in on? Is it, what is, in your view, the biggest obstacle?
Getting the word out that the product exists. Unfortunately, handle is the least Googled word out there. So for people to find it is our biggest obstacle. So marketing, getting a campaign that people see it. Once people see it, we really don't have a problem selling it. I have people who buy our 6-pack without batting an eye because they have somebody who has arthritis and different problems that they can use it for.
Michael, you got the final word.
Again, great presentation, and good job getting into that Family Handyman magazine, which I used to subscribe to. So, are there other avenues in that regard that would help you get the word out?
I think that an influencer, someone who sees the product and says, this makes complete sense for me, that they have severe arthritis, getting into one of the arthritis magazines possibly, people who relate to it. That's where we need to be, getting the publicity on Facebook and all the social media outlets is our biggest help, I think.
Well, great job.
Thank
you. This particularly is good for 58-year-old men who think they still could be painting their sons' bedrooms and stuff.
My 6-year-old daughter uses it to paint, so there you go.
Yeah, not that I'm,
We have a spare one for you.
Okay. And your website?
Is addahandle.com with dashes, add-a-handle.com.
There you go. So that word handle just moved up on Google.
There you go.
Thank you very much. Our fifth contestant is a Brooklyn-based quick service food vendor called Jess Green. Come on up. I was hoping, since it was food, that there would be, yeah, there we go. I see that. That's great. Go ahead, it's all yours.
We eat food all day, but most of it isn't good for us. We eat food all day, but most of it isn't good for us. Too many Americans, our family and friends, suffer from an epidemic of food-related diseases, all because of what we eat. What if a more convenient, eco-friendly, just solution existed? I found that street vending was missing something. Everybody's on the streets all the time, but there's really no access to a better quality of food on the streets. So my company, Jess Green, we're combining food service, technology, nutrition, and transportation. Greenery will be prepared at our kiosk. It'll be loaded at our kitchen. It'll be loaded into our mobile kiosk, where it'll be finished live, then placed into a distribution unit, where it will be available for speedy purchases. You'll be able to walk up, grab your meal, and go about your day. Or you can use our website or mobile app to place an order and come pick it up from our unit directly. We'll use this grant to continue development of our Jess Green mobile kiosk, which is already underway. And I'm losing my thought here, guys, I'm sorry. But we'll have multiple ways to run this unit. It uses different forms of alternative power, including wind, solar, and also pedal. So people will be able to come up to this unit and sit down at something we call a pedal bar and actually contribute energy to the actual machine itself. And we serve vibrant, locally sourced greenery juices and snacks that are available to everybody curbside while they're moving around the streets in any urban area.
Look at that smile. You gotta love that.
I finished.
Yeah. Ken, why don't you kick us off?
Are you doing much on social media yet?
Yeah, I have a website, I have Instagram, and I have Facebook. So my business is broken down into phases, and I've just transitioned from phase 1, which is to do whatever I can, markets, street fairs, catering, competitions like this, to get the food out there, to see if people will really accept the type of food that I'm serving and the format that I'm serving it in at places that don't really have food that's better for you. And I've been a hit. So now I'm ready to move forward with phase 2 and actually bring this unit along. Catalyze the growth of this business and this type of food being available to everyone on the streets, moving around and on the go.
We're gonna go right down the order here. Priska?
How does the $10,000 grant will help you?
So we're already in development. The $10,000 grant will continue to develop and actually have these built. They're gonna cost, right now it's estimated to be under $25K, which was my first they're gonna like use anything that they can that's already in production. So say like our suspension system is gonna be from a golf cart. So we won't have to create or buy that. We'll already be able to purchase that at a reduced value. So right now we're estimating around $15,000 to build one. And these are 6 different concepts and 2 different concepts for what we call the dispatch unit, something that connects to these units that'll be able to leave. Say we get a contract with Parks and Recreation, and we have the system of lockers, and you're sitting in the park, and you text us and say, hey, Jess Green, we want some greenery, order our food, we can hop into the dispatch unit and bring it actually over to you where you are at your location, sitting and enjoying yourself without you having to get up and do anything extra to, you know, fuel yourself with some good food that's gonna be better for you than anything else in the direct vicinity. And then we're going to combine the best of these designs. They all have different capabilities to produce one cohesive unit. Right now, I'm leaning more so towards this one since everyone thinks it's a food truck. But a food truck that's completely modular, that separates and moves around and does everything that I just told you, like with the dispatch unit, being able to go out and move around if needed.
Michael?
So I assume you have a central commissary somewhere. Where is that in New York?
So, coming off a broken knee from last November, I had completely reconstructive knee surgery, and I've been down just really focusing on the back end and moving forward beyond food and getting what I see as my full concept ready to go and out there on the street. I don't currently have a commissary. I cook from a kitchen in my local area if I have something to do that I rent from. But if I was to get a commissary, I would go back to the food works.
Right?
Have you thought of a partnership or an alliance with a group that might accelerate your growth and the acceptance of your concept?
As far as building or just in the food space in New York City?
In the food space in New York City.
Yes, I'm out, I'm putting out feelers, I'm speaking with people all the time. As far as partnerships, I'm really excited about my partnership with Pixel and Timber, who build these eco units. And then I'm looking for possibly New York City Parks and Recreation or places like the Brooklyn Navy Yard. New York City has the whole One City initiative going on now. I want to do a presentation with the Department of Consumer Affairs, and they'll allow me to be anywhere different than what's available right now.
Do you have to pedal while you eat?
You have the option to. You can sit down at the pedal bar, there'll be 5 seats, and you can pedal and actually see how much power you're contributing to the unit. And I think that's also powerful for people to take back home and say, hey, I just generated power here just pedaling. What else can I do in my life? But you don't have to pedal. You can go to the locker, you can grab it and go. You don't have to deal with the person if you don't want to. It's basically, you can define and really create your experience that you'll have at this unit when you use it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mayor de Blasio, if you are listening.
Yes.
You're right here. And I expect you to be right out in front of the 1010 Wins offices. That's 345 Hudson Street. Get here early because parking goes fast. Thank you very much. Great job. Number 6. The 6th contestant is Matter Labs. Let's find out more.
My name is Monique Girard. I'm a biochemist and founder of Matter Labs. I started Matter Labs as a way to create a hands-on learning space for kids to do science experiments, get curious, have fun, maybe even get a little messy. But I soon came to realize that these lessons were having a much deeper impact. Like my 4-year-old student, for instance, who came up to me holding her sippy cup and really excited, pointing at it. She said, "Miss Monique, look, this has 300 milliliters in it." You see, just the previous week, we had gone over measurements using beakers and graduated cylinders, and seeing the excitement in her eyes as she made this connection to something old was really impactful for me. So we currently teach science lessons to kids all across the New York area. We also teach birthday parties. And this summer, we partner with BioBat and the New York Academy of Sciences to host a 2-day summer camp for middle school students. Now, we're looking to expand our reach. So next year, we plan on launching a video series and hiring a new teacher so that we could create this environment for kids to do fun science lessons at home. Now, if we win the grand prize, 25% of the money is going to go toward production equipment, including cameras, microphones, lighting, and the remaining 75% will go to helping to cover training costs for teachers, also production staff, so that together we could help kids build the confidence needed to take on the world. Thank you.
Fantastic. With time to spare, and what a great cause, and doing it with a big smile.
Thank you.
I'm going to ask the dean to kick us off.
Monique, how much of the component would you say is in the teaching versus in the rest that you do?
Okay, I would say more than half is in the teaching. The private lessons, we have 14 students ages 4 through 14 that we go to weekly. On a weekly basis, we teach them lessons. These are all custom lessons, so they change every week from student to student. And the other half is birthday parties and camps, and hopefully the new videos that we do plan on doing next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Michael?
And so you're going to use 75% of the money to train new teachers and things like that?
Yes.
And how many students do you think you'll be able to attract with a new faculty?
So I would say that one teacher could comfortably teach between 12 and 15 students. So I'm hoping if we train a new teacher, we could double our business next year.
Prisca?
Do you currently teach this at a facility, or where do you teach this?
So these are all in-home private lessons for the private lessons, and the birthday parties, sometimes they're done at a facility depending on where the client wants it done. And the camp we did right at the Brooklyn Army Terminal located in Sunset Park. We had a huge facility to use, and we did lots of lessons there.
But you would team up with a community-based organization?
Yes.
In case there's an organization in the audience like the Chinatown Partnership or something like that one.
Yes. Yes. We'll talk later.
Just wondering. That was a commercial again. Ken?
Great job, Monique. If you won the lottery and you had all the money you could handle, what would your dream be for this?
Oh, I would love to just teach in big community organizations. So I know a lot of community, they have these stages. I would love to put on big productions so that all the kids in the community could come and watch and maybe participate, do the hands-on aspect of science, and just realize that science is fun. It's not as intimidating as it seems.
Excellent.
I am going to go home and tell my 14-year-old son that science is fun.
Yes.
You make it a lot of fun.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for all you do for the city and
Thank you.
our communities, and what a great
Thank you guys
spirit.
so much.
Good job.
Thank you.
Number 7, Love Michael Granola. That's right, Love Michael Granola. Let's hear more. Come on up. Stand right here. All right, you're on. Go.
Hi, my name is Steven, and I'm a gynecologist with Love Michael. A gynecologist is an employee with Love Michael that have autism and other disabilities. Michael is a gynecologist, and he's really fun to work with. His parents created Love Michael to help other people with autism, because 1 in 68 kids have autism, and they're really aging out of school that can't find work or get into college. Love Michael is created to train, educate, and employ people with autism. I had a couple of experiences that didn't end well for me. And Love Michael employed me 2 years ago. Love Michael is also helping us to get our food handler certificates that will allow people that want to continue in the food industry to continue. But if they chose another route, then they can find work somewhere else. The $10,000 grant is, we will use that to buy a 60-quart mixer, which will help us more efficiently continue to produce and hire more technologists. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you mind if I take some of the products for the
Sure.
judges? Okay, while they're doing credit, and I might open one up and eat one myself. Is that okay?
Sure.
All right, could I pass them around?
Yeah.
Okay. Priska, do you want to kick it off?
Sure. Well, you did fantastically. Congratulations. That was a really nice
Thank you.
presentation. So what exactly is your position in the I Love Michael's Granola?
I'm a training manager for new people that work for Love Michael, and I'm also a technologist.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Ken?
That was great, Stephen. How many hours do you work a week?
I work 8 hours a week.
That's great. And do you know how many employees that you're working?
We have 6.
That's great. Thank you.
Mike?
Yeah, sure. Stephen, great presentation. Very nice.
Thank you.
And who are you selling your granola to today?
We sell to Fresh and Cold, Starbucks, that gets deals, and Wild by Nature.
Good job.
What's your favorite part of working for Love Michael?
I love the whole entire process, especially Michael. Michael is very fun to work with.
And what is you? Do you have a dream for the future for yourself? Is this where you want to be, or you want to start your own place? What do you want to do?
I'm gonna see how it goes in the future, and
Okay. Good job.
And I couldn't help but pass all your. I'm not letting you bring that home. What a great job. Tell us about the facility a little bit in Queens.
the facility is located in Lyman City. We work out there for 2 years now. The facility name is Entrepreneur Kitchen Space. Our company has been in service for 2 years, and I find it a very good success.
Yeah, and you get to share with a number of other entrepreneurs who are sharing the space. Is that right?
Yes.
We had a winner here that had a chocolate company there, Ashante Chocolates.
Yes, I heard that.
Yeah, they do pretty good. So you might want to tag team with them every once in a while.
Okay.
What do you love about your job?
I love the whole entire thing, especially when it comes down to mixing, rolling, and packaging granola for sale.
You could tell you have a good business when you get wiped out on your product, which you did tonight. Okay? Let's hear it for us, all right? You have a lot of people out there smiling because they're having your product. Thank you very much for sharing it with us.
Thank you very much.
Nice job. Our 8th contestant of 10. We're getting there. Goosey Foods. Welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, we have more food coming out, folks. Yeah. Especially those judges are going to be.
Thank you. There are cups over there so you can scoop into to try. Yeah, you can share.
Before you go, I'm just wondering what you just passed out, or is that part of your presentation that you're going to talk about?
It's part of my presentation I'm going to talk about.
All right, I'm not going to steal your thunder. You're on.
Hi, my name is Yemisi Awosan. I'm the owner of Egunsi Food, a refrigerated West African food business that focuses on creating classic West African dishes. I launched Egunsi Food 3 years ago to test the market and see if there's any interest in West African food. And through the test, I was able to actually get great feedback on the interest. And this past July, I launched the consumer packaged goods, and we are launching Whole Foods, West Side Market, as well as Food Kit, which is a subsidiary of Fresh Direct, and on our website. And we have West African soups, sauces, and a plant-based product called moi moi, which is similar to a tamales or pastilles. We started with the launch by just shipping about 16 cases. 16 cases per month, and now we're shipping about 87 cases of our product to the 4 stores as well as the online platform. And with the 10-10 win, I'll be able to use the grant to be able to hire someone to add to my team as well as expand with the plan, because my plan is to really expand to about 25 stores within the next year. And by having this grant, I'll be able to expand the business in a significant way. So thank you.
Great job. Just amazing. Michael, you want to kick us off?
Sure. Tell us about your manufacturing and your distribution today. Who are you selling to? You said a couple of stores.
So I sell to Whole Foods Harlem, West Side Market, about 2 West Side markets, as well as Food Kit, which is a subsidiary of Fresh Direct. So they're an on-demand food company, and then on my platform. And we actually just got a contract with Fairways to distribute to 4 of their stores around the New York City area.
It's a pretty good lineup.
Yeah.
Prisca?
Yeah, did you say that you also sell online and ship?
Yes.
So what is the majority of your people who buy this? Which states or what areas?
So we're actually just focusing on distributing locally, because when we start going to other states, then there's a lot of more logistics that I don't really have the manpower for. Okay. And my goal is really to saturate the market in New York City first for the first 3 years, and then gradually move out into nationwide.
Okay.
Great. Right?
In terms of your revenue goals, what are your revenue goals going forward in order to make this a sustainable business?
So with my projection, one of the things that I have is that the first year, if we're able to get to 25 stores, we're going to gross about 426,000, and then the next year will be about 73, and then $1 million in the third year. But we're going to also be in a net negative. But by the 4th year, that's when we actually will be what's it called? We're going to be neutral, and then be able to make profit by the 5th year.
And do you own the business?
I do.
Okay.
Great presentation.
Thank you.
What does the name mean, and what is your background? Do you have a background in the food business? Or?
I actually don't. The name of the company is called Egunsi Foods, and Egunsi Food is actually a plant, a seed, part of the melon seed family or pumpkin. So it's really nutritious and high in protein. So it's a great protein substitute for either vegan or vegetarian. And I truly believe that it's one of the seeds that can actually take over the West in terms of the acai, or you think about quinoa that we didn't know about a couple of years ago, but now we know about it. I'm Nigerian. I grew up in Nigeria. I moved here about 15 years ago. And for me, that's one of the name of the company is basically like part of my heritage of what I named the company after. I just love the versatility of it, because it's also a plant-based that is a ground crawler. So with farmers in Africa, they are able to actually intercrop it without pesticide. So I know that I can be able to work with small local farmers there to be able to bring it here and be able to bring their product to the global market, while I'm also growing my business as well. And my background is in buying. So I went to school for fashion merchandising, and I worked for Macy's for about 13 years as a buyer and a financial planner. And I quit my job about 3 years ago, and then started this.
That's great. This smells unbelievable. by the
Thank
way.
you. That one is our bestseller.
I'm trying to concentrate on what you're saying. I'm not snack.
It's just remarkable what you're doing.
Thank
Boy,
you.
boy, it was great, and I learned a little bit about the melon seed.
Thank
How about
you.
that? Well, thank you very much for
Thank
sharing
you.
it with us. And Ken, if you don't finish that, I'm up here. I just don't want to get it on my green tie right now.
It's vegan as well, so you can, if you don't eat meat, you can eat it as well.
All right. I hope there's some left for me after this.
Definitely.
Thank you
There's
very
enough.
much.
Thank you.
What an incredible group tonight. Extraordinary. Number 9, Harbor Lights Oyster Company.
Nice to
Thank
be
you.
here.
Thank you very much. It's all yours.
All
Go.
ready? Okay. Yes.
Do you want?
My samples there? Yes, sure. I'll hand them out.
Would you like me to?
Yeah, sure. Just pass them around to the judges there.
Otherwise, I'm just standing behind the podium.
That's fine. And what you'll see on the plate there, the 3 pretty-looking oysters are mine. The other one is a wild one, just to show you the difference from a farmed oyster to a wild oyster. The smaller ones are 3 years old, and we manipulate them to get them into nice little nuggets. And actually, the larger one there is a 2-year-old oyster. So you can see how we can help with the growth of the oyster to influence how the size for the market. But anyway, now that you've gotten that, you can look at those. I'm Ted Pusey. I'm owner of Harbor Light Oyster Company. We're located on the North Fork of Long Island. I got involved in the oyster industry about 8 years back. I was teaching with Cornell Cooperative Extension and Suffolk County Probation students at risk. If they didn't go through our program, they went to a lockdown upstate. And what we did is we used the sciences to teach them and grab them, and we took the students down to the Marine Aquaculture Center by Cornell in Southold. And their lights would go on when they saw all this stuff. My lights went on too because I have a waterfront piece of property, and I said, I'm going to throw a bunch of oysters at my dock, grow them, make some extra money. So that's how I got involved. Since then, we've got into a really nice commercial location, which is extremely rare. The North Fork was probably, you could arguably say it was the oyster capital of the country back in the 30s. They produced in Greenport 2.5 million bushels of oysters. Today's market, that would be about $500 million. It disappeared from economic and environmental problems. Algae blooms wiped it all out. What was left of the commercial waterfront now is condos, restaurants. That's my time.
Keep going.
Okay, because okay. So what we're doing now is we have our facility where we're going to do an aquaculture or a processing plant for all the farmers, whereby all the farmers out there with the resurgence can now bring their product to our site, and we can process it in a safe manner and distribute it throughout the region. Currently, they're all working out of their dock, a friend's dock or a marina, which it makes it very hard for them. So as we grow, more oysters go in the water, and they're filter feeders where oysters filter out the nitrogen in the water, which is causing the harmful algae bloom. So it's a win-win. We build up the oyster industry, and we also clean the bays at the same time.
And we'll pick up some of those in the questions.
Sure.
Okay. Terrific. Priska, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah. How many distributors do you currently have, or how many places do you sell to?
We sell all to the local restaurants right now. We had Island Creek Oyster Company come to us, and they would pick up thousands of oysters and bring them to Manhattan, distribute them throughout the area. The problem with the industry is that you can't keep up with supply. The demand is huge, but we can't produce enough oysters under the current conditions. You have a lot of little farmers out there working over a little boat trying to get this and that done, and we're highly regulated. I had an FDA inspector, I have DEC inspectors, I have health inspectors. They all come down and change the rules. You have to cool the oysters down within 20 minutes after pulling them out of the water. How are you going to do that in a little boat? You know, so there's lots of little issues. So our goal is to take a lot of those difficulties out of situations for the little guy, and they can bring them to us, and they'll be marketed and handled under their name because every oyster has its own flavor and identity, but we can help them grow, and by them growing, we'll grow, and everybody wins.
Michael?
What is the timeline of an oyster's life? So when you plant the seed or whatever, how long until it's harvested?
It varies, but for the most part, you can say between 18 months and 2 years. Like just with us, you have a big brother that actually was smaller than you at one point, and he shot up and overtook you in size. The same thing with oysters. Those oysters there, what you saw, those small ones are 3 years old, but those are nuggets, and we manipulated them like a bonsai tree, trying to get them like that. Part of what we're going to use the funds for is to buy the equipment like an optical sorter. They'll sort 1,200 dozen oysters an hour. And within those huge variety of oysters that come in, we'll be able to sort them out into different sizes quickly and efficiently, so the oyster farmer will get a premium on the nuggets that get mixed in. Currently, all those get mixed in. You have a beautiful oyster with so you can have your premiums and selects all sorted out, and you can increase their income that way also by using that type of equipment.
Ken, what do you think?
It's a great story. Are the North Shore, I have a few little quick questions. Are the North Shore oysters now considered like the premium oysters, or you go to a restaurant and they start talking about the West Coast and?
You mean the northern oyster?
Yeah.
Okay. It all depends on who you talk to. I shuck oysters every weekend at a vineyard, and we shuck about 1,000 oysters a weekend, and I've been doing it for some years. And I talk to people from all over the world who eat oysters all over the world. The East End, the Long Island oyster, though, was known and is known for its taste. So I mean, we're blessed with the right ingredients of the salinity, the minerals in the water, the algae content. All we have to do is produce the oysters, which unfortunately, because of the limited commercial space, is hard to do. We could sell millions. Myself, if I had 10 million oysters right now to sell, I could unload them without a doubt, no problem.
Ray, you got the final word.
You have an unusual problem in terms of having a problem of not enough product.
Correct.
Which is not what everybody has.
Correct. I'm blessed with that problem.
But usually that means that your price that you are able to get paid per unit goes up, has it?
Yeah. Let's say currently, we wholesale at 70 cents an oyster, and it's no problem. I've had wholesalers from California said that they would give us 95 cents an oyster. Cost about 20 cents an oyster to get them out there. So we're lucky. And we're within 5 hours of a quarter of the population. So we can take oysters out of the water and have them on the restaurant table the same day, and there's nothing better than fresh seafood. And we can do that. We're in the position to do that.
Well, thank you for all you're doing. Appreciate it. Let's put our hands together for
Thank you.
Harbor Lights Oyster Company. Great job. We're at number 10. Number 10, the Harlem Blue Beer Company.
I'm just gonna pour a couple of sandwiches. Sorry, I couldn't pour it too early.
I was going to make a comment that maybe he was drinking already, but I wasn't.
Yes. I was trying to rush
But
up.
I wasn't going to say that. Not on YouTube.
Well, since I'm the last one, we might as well get some beer in people's hands.
Can I help you with this product? I'm pretty good at this.
Are you the drinking or the pouring?
Both.
Okay.
Would you like me to bring those out to
Please, that would be great. So that one is one particular style. So those.
those four?
Well, I'm gonna pour this side as well.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
You could have put me to work beforehand.
Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out what the best way was to do this without it going completely flat. So I apologize. I'll.
So you want me to bring these out to the?
Do you mind?
No, to the judges.
To the judges.
Okay.
And we don't have enough for everybody.
Okay.
The blue dot is one style on the left, and the other is another style on the right.
And you could go right ahead.
Okay.
I'm making a job at Aqua in Boston.
You gonna be asking for a tip?
Okay, there you go. Okay, I'm gonna give you one of those. One of these, sir. I like a tip after.
Should I go ahead and start? Okay. Good evening, and thank you. My name is Julian Riley. I'm the founder and CEO of Harlem Blue Beer, a company that I Bootstrap launched in 2014, initially in one draft account in Harlem. Excuse me. To date, we've sold into over 50 accounts throughout the city, draft only, and we're just getting started. I think our beer tastes fantastic. I'm a little biased, admittedly, but well-balanced, approachable, and we are representing Harlem through a premium beer experience. Once we open our brewery to the public, we'll be the first new production brewery in Harlem since Prohibition, which is something I'm really excited about. And even further, we'll be able to employ and train people in our community. It's a win-win. To date, I have personally sold in over 90% of the accounts to date, in and around the city, doing a deep dive on everything about my business, making sure that you get a full Harlem point of view, if you will. And because of that, since I'm so immersed in it, I get to see it on the ground level. Harlem Blue has received continuous and diverse acceptance, again, throughout the 5 boroughs. We have had great success at all different levels of the on-premise sales, from the celebrity chef bar restaurants, family-friendly sports bars, trendy lounges uptown and downtown. We have production, we have distribution, we have sales. We just need to produce more beer so that we can sell it. The demand is there, we have excess demand, and we will also be releasing bottles this summer. The funds would also go to, the grant would, if we were so honored, would also go towards our online marketing campaign that's ready for execution. Thank you for your time.
Right, great. Well done. That's pretty good. I'm going to have a toast to that while Ken kicks us off.
That's a great presentation, Julian.
Thank you very much.
Have you gotten any help from the city, like in terms of, economic development kind of things?
We have not as of yet, but there's been a lot of those conversations. So there's a lot of things that we are looking to move forward on going into the new year. So obviously Upper Manhattan Empowerment Zone, we've the New York State Brewers Guild and Association, I'm members of both. There's been a lot of conversation with that. As we're moving forward to building out the brewery, we've got SBA conversations and other levels within SBA that are trying to support us, and some community lenders. So we've got a good, we're compiling some of that now.
Ray?
Where are you in Harlem?
Well, so we're making our beer in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania right now. We just started. I'm doing contract initially. So basically, I've got a brewer. We throw a satchel of our ingredients. We go down to a place that we found that makes good, consistent quality. We make the beer there and bring it back. I think this summer we'll be able to announce our brewery. Again, we'll be the first one since Prohibition, but we've got the location. We've sourced the equipment, working on deal points. It's all moving along. Short steps, long vision.
Are you giving away a secret by telling me where you're intending on being? Are you?
Oh, no. No, I'm sorry. That was the question?
35th Street? Yeah,
No. Over, if you know the west side of Harlem, above Fairway, 138. There used to be, Kovo used to be over there, and Phuket Lounge and stuff like that. We've got a nice thing over there, which is actually also near where I live.
And 1010 Wins will be there for the opening.
So will I.
Okay, thank you.
Michael?
This is really good.
So once you open up, what is that going to mean for the community in a way of hiring people? Who you're looking for? How's it going to help your community to have this brewery here? You have a name. You have Harlem. People are going to want to go and be proud of that. Tell us about the community aspect of.
I don't know if I can do that succinctly, but I'll try. I think that there's a lot of ways that it improves our community. I think that Harlem is slept on as far as our brewing history. There was 5 to 7 breweries in Harlem before Prohibition, depending on how you count and who you ask. I think that it brings a quality. I mean, what I was drawn to initially was creating a combination of craft and community from a Harlem point of view. So in addition to hospitality, in addition to entertainment, that we could make some stuff from Harlem. So that's my sole goal. So it's hard to quantify what that'll mean for a communal backbone of we're making the beer in Harlem. So that's number one. I think as far as employment, I mean, you can pick numbers, 5 to 7 people in the first year, 25 people very soon thereafter, from production to sales. And, I live in Harlem. I'm very engaged with Harlem. I've worked with youth groups in Harlem for 15 plus years. I'm already hiring people from Harlem, doing sales and social media and the like. So, it's hard to say exactly what it'll be, but it'll be a lot.
Just a quick follow-up.
Relatively enough.
Quick follow-up is when are we going to see Rob cutting the ribbon at that? Is it March? Is it in September?
Rob drinking a beer.
Yes. The reason I stutter with it is because construction dates are so difficult to anticipate. So I think that we'll be able to announce a deal for the premise during the summer, and I think early in the summer. How long it takes to then get everything kind of in place, is it 3 months, 6 months? That's a tough dot to specify.
Because I am an SBA lender. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. All right. Good to know. Thank you.
Prisca, you're not an SBA lender, but you have the final word in the contest tonight.
Yes, the beer is great, by the way.
Oh, thank you very much.
So how far along are you in this process? It seems like a really large project of you taking on the plays and then the equipment and all that. And how, I guess the second question, but how will the $10,000 grant help you?
Okay. And forgive me if I retread on some of it, but right now we sell draft. So we're in draft accounts, we're selling that. I've got a distributor, I've got production, I've got sales, So that's all moving forward regardless. The building out of the brewery will be on a parallel track, and we'll just sort of keep that moving. And we've got bottles, just got signed off by the federal compliance for the labels. That will come out this summer also regardless. I've got pre-sales in a lot of large supermarkets. Again, with accounts, I've been feeling a very good reception from the accounts from all parts of the borough, all part of the 5 boroughs. And I certainly get calls all the time from outside of Manhattan. So we are in that first stage, whatever that means, but we're selling beer. The momentum is increasing daily, weekly, and this $10,000 I think would increase our growth at least 25%. As far as what we would sell monthly, I think we roughly sell maybe 100 kegs a month right now. I don't want to talk about all of my numbers, but we probably sell 100 kegs a month right now. We will be cash flow break even around 400 kegs a month, and we are leaving at least that amount on the table as far as excess demand, because I get calls all the time and I can't fulfill unless I have that working capital.
Well, thank you very much for being here, sharing your beer with us. I certainly have enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Boy, what great job. I want a big hand for all our contestants tonight. I opened up talking about the spirit of this city. And I will end talking about the creativity. And it's just remarkable what happened in these 10 contestants that we had tonight. With that, I am going to steal the judges for a couple of minutes. They have a tough job tonight, Ben. I'm going to turn the mic over to you. I don't know if someone could come up and tap dance, but we're going to be quick. We're going to come back, and we'll be right back. We will be right back. Actually, for everyone. Usually takes 5 to 10.
The Yankees' new manager returned to the stadium today, sharing a fan favorite memory.
Aaron Boone called this a chance of a lifetime as he took the reins as the Yankees' 33rd manager. And he'll be a touchy-feely manager.
And I think the way you can breathe into guys, tap into guys the most is by establishing relationships.
That was the emphasis at his rollout at Yankee Stadium, where he donned uniform number 17 and says his lifetime moment with the Yankees, that game-winning ALCS home run against Boston, is never far away.
I've had hundreds of stories told to me about where people were, what side of the ledger.
And he says his reception next season in Boston will be interesting. Julia Papa, 1010 Wins News.
Wins News Time, 6:55. You heard him frequently here on 1010 Wins. Journalist and political pollster Maurice Carroll, who went by Mickey, has died at the age of 86. Carroll's death from colon cancer was announced by Quinnipiac University on behalf of his family. Today, we frequently had Mickey Carroll on the air talking about the latest Quinnipiac poll. Before his pollster days, Carroll worked as a journalist with the New York Times, the New York Herald Tribune, the New York Star Ledger, and other publications. He also taught journalism at Columbia, NYU, and Montclair State. Quinnipiac President John Leahy praised Carroll as a reporter in the finest tradition of American journalism. 42 degrees now, clear in New York, going down to 38 in Midtown tonight. Wins News Time, 6:56. Now, Bloomberg Money Watch on 1010 Wins. Here's Larry Kopsky.
The stock market bounced around in a narrow range, ending the day mostly lower. The Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 39. The S&P 500 lost a fraction. The Nasdaq Composite added 14. United Health Group has agreed to pay nearly $5 billion for DaVita's physician network business. The deal will add hundreds of clinics to United's business of not just paying for health care, but providing that care directly under the Optum Care name. The Massachusetts company that for nearly 140 years has supplied the paper used to make U.S. currency has been sold. Connecticut-based Crane Company has agreed to buy the similarly named Crane & Company for $800 million. Oil posted its worst decline in 2 months. The government reported a surge in U.S. gasoline supplies last week to the highest level since January. Crude finished at $55.96 a barrel, down $1.66. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Larry Kofsky for 1010 Wins.
Wins News Time, 6:57.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2017.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
To learn more about our programs and to donate, go to carsforkids.com. That's Cards with a K. Pickup is quick and easy. You'll also get a vacation voucher and maximum tax deduction.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Also accepting votes and real estate donations.
Wins News Time, 6:58.
Now at T-Mobile, show your loved ones how thoughtful you are. Sort of.
Okay, so I went to buy myself a Samsung Galaxy Note 8, right? And at T-Mobile, they have this great offer where you buy your favorite Samsung phone and you get one free.
Be thoughtful, even if it's accidental.
I had no idea T-Mobile gave you another Samsung phone when you buy one. I'm totally gonna gift it to my wife.
That's one not really thought out gift.
And since we're on the unlimited family plan, we'll get Netflix included. She'll love that. I'm so thoughtful.
You mean accidentally thoughtful.
When you holiday together at T-Mobile, great things come in twos. Buy your favorite Samsung Galaxy phone and get one free after prepaid card. That's one to gift and one for you. Visit a T-Mobile store or call 1-800-T-Mobile today.
If you use over 50 gigs per month, you may notice reduced speeds. If you cancel, remaining balance is due. Full price $820 plus tax, finance agreements, and new line required. Netflix terms apply.
Wins News Time, 6:59. Now this message. Need help with your holiday party plans? Search CustomCareConcierge.com.
WINS, WINS HD, WNEW HD3 New York.
And now the
No, just showing Ben I had the mic.
30 in most suburbs. Tomorrow, sunny, high 47. Friday, some sunshine giving way to clouds, high 40. And it looks like we may see some snow this weekend. Saturday, a period of snow or maybe just some flurries in the morning, otherwise cloudy, high 39. Sunday's partly sunny, but we have a chance of a couple of snow showers around, high 38. It's 42 degrees now, clear in New York, going down to 38 in Midtown. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Swatina Kakar is our service aide. Our writers, Walter Geist. Jack Conceso is at the editor's desk. I'm Lori Madden.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Winds. You give us 22 minutes, we'll give you the world.
Good evening, 42 degrees now. Fair skies. It is 7 o'clock on this Wednesday, December 6th. I'm Larry Mullins, and here's what's happening. President Trump setting off a ripple effect with an announcement out of Washington today. Jerusalem is now the capital of Israel. Wait till you hear Hamas's reaction. Also today, an uproar on Capitol Hill as some 30-plus Democratic senators call for their colleague, Senator Al Franken, to resign. Franken facing a Senate ethics probe into alleged sexual misconduct. We'll also tell you about a mayor down in Florida in trouble for abusing the parking laws, using a permit from a deceased person to park in a handicap zone. One meter maid says you don't look handicapped, and another says you don't look dead. And 'tis the season. And a certain Santa at a mall in Philly has been told to tone it down a bit and stick to basics when it comes to taking pictures with his useful subjects. We'll explain. AccuWeather says tonight clear and cold with less wind on this Wednesday night, a low of 38 degrees. And in sports.
This is Mike McCann. It was media day for both the Yankees' new manager Aaron Boone and the Giants' interim head coach Steve Spagnuolo. Knicks are the only local pros in action. They'll host the Memphis Grizzlies.
I'm Bloomberg's Larry Kofsky. The Dow closed at 24,140, down 39. Private sector employers added 190,000 workers last month, according to ADP.
Wins News Time 7:01. Now from your Dodge Traffic Center, here is Russ Meyer.
Got some trouble on the tracks. The 2, the 3, the 4, and the 5 trains are running with delays in both directions. This with a police investigation over at Atlantic Avenue Barclays Center. And also coming off the Throgs Neck Bridge onto the southbound side of the Cross Island Parkway. The ramp is a lane blocked as a result of an accident. Some good news in New Jersey. The eastbound side of Route 280 west of Eisenhower Parkway, all lanes have been reopened following an accident. They were entirely closed for a spell. Also, the Belt Parkway dealing with a westbound accident at the Van Wyck, knocking out the left lane. And the FDR southbound side looking at delays as a result of an earlier accident. Over by 96th Street, the delays stretch back to 135th. Beyond that, the northbound side is also looking at slowdowns from 42nd up through 63rd. Very slow through that stretch. And you'll be hitting the brakes on the northbound side of Henry Hudson Parkway from 96th Street on up towards the George Washington Bridge. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. It is quiet crossing the Throgs Neck and the Whitestone and the RFK Bridge. Got some slow traffic Manhattan bound over at the Williamsburg Bridge and Brooklyn bound over at the Brooklyn Bridge. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. I'm Russ Meyer on 1010 Winds.
Sponsored by A Bronx Tale on Broadway.
Chaz Palminteri here. A Bronx Tale, the Broadway hit musical, is my story. So I'm going to make you a deal. Great seats from $39 this winter. Go to abronxtalethemusical.com/winter sale.
Winds News Time 7:03. President Trump making it official today, announcing that the U.S. will recognize Jerusalem, not Tel Aviv, as the capital of Israel.
Israel has made its capital in the city of Jerusalem, the capital the Jewish people established in ancient times. Today, Jerusalem is the seat of the modern
Well, we're back. The judges deliberated. Ben, they had a tough time. We had 10 great finalists, just remarkable people on the presentations. Let's one more time give a big round of applause to all of these people. Just fantastic. And the impact that you are having in your communities is really inspiring. It's inspiring to all of us. I hope all of you stay in touch with 1010 Winds and our contest and what we do here at the station.
If we do, will you give us the world?
In 22 minutes. With that, Can I get a drum roll, please? Okay, all right, that'll work. All right. Look at that. They know how to do it here at 1010 Wins. Huh? They've done this before. And the winner of the $10,000 prize tonight is Harlem Beer. The Harlem Beer Company. Come on up. It's all yours. Julian, come on up. Rob, where's Rob? Come on up. Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Great job.
I won't give you a kid. Thank you.
Thank him.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm a little shocked. I don't know what I'm supposed to say. Thank you very much. It was a wonderful experience. I'm a big fan of 1010 Wins before it grows. I'm trying to do the Lord's work with some beer. Well, not really, but I'm a big proponent of drinking and being social. I think the bar is the most democratic place on the planet. I think that with the right liquid in your hand, you can make new friends and socialize, and so this will go a long way towards pushing that forward. So, thank you, everyone.
One of the things that the judges talked about is the impact and the power that what you're doing will have for the Harlem community. And I think of what Steve Hindy did, who was a guest here at 1010 Wins, did for Brooklyn.
Steve's been like a brand godfather to me, so I like Steve a lot. He's I'm lucky enough to call him every once in a while and get some thoughts, so that means a lot.
Well, congratulations and great job to everybody here. Thank you for everybody. Let's have a great evening. Thank you very much.
Already been discussions over the issues and the complaint. More news in a moment. First, your official 1010 Wins AccuWeather 4-day forecast. Tonight, clearing and cold.